Blessings, blessings, blessings. Oh my goodness, my beloveds, it's been such a long time. I can't even believe how it's been. I'm sure you can probably see the background, like, oh, you're back in your old venue. Yes, I'm back at home. I was gone for a few months and I was still going through this journey and still am. And you can probably see by the name of the video that I want to speak a little bit more on the inner child course that I mentioned that is coming up soon, because Spirit has been really wow, like I've been going through it on the highest magnitude, and I'm called to share, I'm called to share guidance and wisdom with my beloveds, just how I've received it from my own guides and teachers and ancestors, those that came before me. Because when you start going on this journey, you start to realize that there's pieces and there's puzzles, okay? You're not an island, you don't stand alone, and you are actually a representation of, if you believe how deep it goes, many lifetimes, and many of those that walk with you, understanding that when you are physically in a body, that you're carrying the blood and the genetics of those that came before you, of up to 14 generations, okay? So when you and that little child, which is you, there's no separation. If you are not new to my videos and you have maybe, familiar to this topic, you understand what I've spoken about before, okay? And in the course, I'm going to speak about it in more details. You might actually start getting the first video up today, or if not tomorrow. I'm going to break it down in segments because I realize it is a lot to chew. So I might be doing it in weekly. I might release a video a week, and just let Spirit guide me forward on how this is gonna work, because I always say it, and you probably know it if you're here. I am someone who's divinely led, so I don't even know half the time what's gonna come out of my mouth. And I've made peace with that, and I understand now that it is a part of my purpose, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I come and I speak to you guys on the good days and on the bad days, and in just any time that I feel called to, I might speak a little bit more on my own journey. I have spoken to you guys many times that I am also currently going through an ancestral initiation, and it is exciting and scary and wonderful and all the things, because it's amazing to wake up to something greater than you. It's amazing to find resonance, to have this connection, to feel like you're home again, especially if you're someone which most healers do have this feeling, of isolation or feeling like you don't belong, because you feel it at home first, you might feel that which you definitely will feel the rejection first at home, but even before society. Even if you might even not even feel it in society, because Spirit has even shown me how different my dynamic is when I'm alone and when I'm with family, and understanding also where the inner child is coming from, and seeing the same patterns in my son and in me, and reversing it in living time, which is like amazing how Spirit works. And guys, we are jumping, we're just jumping to higher heights. Like, it's amazing, it's so beautiful when you really surrender. It's scary at the same time as well, but when you surrender to something greater, because you realize nothing else really exists, my beloveds, it's heights. It might not look the way you see it, because maybe we've had an idea of our own manifestations based on trauma, or based on things that are not really aligned to us right now or to our mission, because ideally we all have a purpose that we're here to do, and there's always going to be obstacles that are going to come your way, because that is the duality of this world that we're living in. But we need to realize who we stand for and what we stand for, and stand tall in that truth. So my beloveds, I didn't want to make this video too long, okay? It was just another update video on the inner child healing course, okay? I do want you guys to get excited because it is so amazing. Yes, it is gonna trigger you. It is gonna make you feel like, you know, why am I alive? But it's actually the questions that sometimes you need to ask yourself, because that is where the shifts happen, okay? And it just gets greater, you know. I start to realize that the more that I've actually allowed my inner child to speak, because she's always existed and she's been creating, but she's been coming from a space of pain and trauma, and now I'm realizing where it rooted from, where the source of all of that is coming from, okay? Because that is where we pull the plug. That is where we pull the plug. When you start to see, okay, it's coming from this person, or it's coming from, you know, how I felt with this person or this relationship or this dynamic. Why did I experience this? Okay, you get deeper within you, okay? And I'm here to help you, okay? Because Spirit has been leading me since I started awakening, and probably my whole life, okay? I didn't realize that I was always a gifted child. But upon my awakening, you know, the first thing that I was called to do is heal my inner child and connect with her and connect with my guides and everything that comes with that. Because as I mentioned, that there's no other way to enter the gates to the kingdom of God besides through the mind and the heart of a child. Okay? So you have to allow yourself to go back to that natural state of your being and embrace it, you know, and remember what that was. For me, it was this. This is what I'm doing now. I was speaking to myself, apparently, which were my ancestors. Now they're speaking loud and clear. People are calling it crazy or whatever, but this is how I was and this is how I am. So, you know, it's scary sometimes to actually realize how much growth can happen when you surrender to something greater, you know. I know I always say this, but it's so important, my beloveds, to surrender to something greater, to realize that you're not in the wheel. And it's so hard to actually get to that point, especially in this matrix system that we're living in because of its design, okay? But if you're meeting people like me, people that are helping you feel something again, in a world where people don't feel anything anymore, most people, you know, hear something greater within you again, and, you know, and just heal. If you realize that you've been through some things that no medication will help you with, and no blocking or numbing or whatever that people are doing in this world, it won't help you anymore, and it never did. Just wanting to heal mentally, emotionally, and spiritually from things that you've experienced, my beloveds, it's so powerful. And I know that this is divinely led, my beloveds, and you're really gonna love this. And I was also called by Spirit to actually maybe do groups if there's a need for it in the course, because there are going to be some things that we would benefit from if we connect together, okay? I currently do have a WhatsApp business. If you are someone that is interested in connecting with me, I do online services, okay, where I do divine channeling messages, okay, from my own guardians, my ancestors, okay. And if you are also wanting to go deeper on this journey of finding out more about who you are, okay, there are more services, okay. There's also a manifestation course or one-on-one coaching that I've been called to work on with my beloveds, because the energies are high and we are meant to create, and we always do, but we need to be aligned. And It's so important. It's so important. So those that feel called to connect with me, if that feels like it's something that you're interested in, or if you want to know more about the services that I do, I'm also an energy healer. Okay, I can tap into you and kind of pull out what needs to be pulled out and heal what needs to be healed. Okay, it is a service that might be needed to be done more than once. It is not necessarily like Reiki. I don't even like to use the term because I don't do it. So this is a divine channeling of energy from the divine, from me to you. Okay, and you receive it in its full force. And yes, it can feel like a lot of things, but it's divine, and it's how people have healed before, and it is how I am currently also receiving healing, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Okay, so my beloveds, I love you. I don't want to make this video too long. Please get ready for the amazingness that is coming your way, and I will see you in the videos to come. So was that.